I was going to start the recording with something fancy, but I don't know what I was going to use anymore. Oh well. This is 7.4 test version. I've got my little fancy pants notepad thingy here. The main thing being there are new tanks, the French and... well, the French. There's not anything else but the French. The tank destroyers and self-propelled artillery gun pieces of doom, which everyone in the mother appears to be playing right now. But there are also two new game modes. One is attack, one is encounter. Attack is a attack and defend style. One team has a base, the other one attacks. Encounter is a neutral base in the center of the map, usually around the center of the map. I've not actually encountered one yet. I haven't been playing very much so far, but we shall see. So Encounter's new. There's new French TDs, new SPGs. There is the IS-6 and the Jagdtiger 88 are both available. There's also going to be a few premium tanks that are available later, but that are currently available for super testing. I'm just going to butcher everything. Few new medals, including expert for different nations and a medal for destroying Russian tanks, finally. Took forever. Some tank rebalancing, like the E50 and E75 had transmission moved to the front. Some models reworked for some of the lower tier tanks and the T-54, among other things, like the T1 Heavy. That's basically it. There's a few game mechanics changes. One of the big ones that everyone seems to like is the fact that repair kits now fix both of the tracks, not just one of them. So that's pretty sweet. That's about covers most of it, for the most part. There's obviously bug fixes and stuff like that, but little details you can look at yourself. But we're going to go through the tank destroyers first. Obviously, it's the only ones I have so far. We'll see about getting the other ones in a bit here. I'll bring up a few of them anyway. I'll bring up groups of 3, I guess. So here's the first 3 from tier 2 to 4. I will be showing you in battle the tier 2, I believe tier 4, and the tier 7 here, I believe is what I have in my garage, so I'll be showing you those. But there's the stats for those. Those are stock stats. I'll go through the tree itself here in a moment. I can't show you what everything costs because I've already bought some of them, but there you go, there's the first 3, here come the next 3. Apparently the tier 8 and 9 tank destroyers are pretty good, so I'll try and see if I can get those, but I seriously doubt it. I'll probably just show you the stats and y'all can go from there. But here's the stats for these. Good all-around tanks for the most part. They all fire pretty fast. I gotta give them that. They shoot pretty fast. This 1946 one here, this AC, MLE, whatever, blardy blar, I don't know what any of that means, turns really, really fast. Like it's like Jagdtiger fast. Actually, I think it might be faster than the Jagdtiger, at least from what I felt. And here are the last 2. Apparently both of these are pretty good. They both have actually some really good armor, especially due to the sloping there, and pretty good guns, but I seriously doubt I'll be able to get them to show you. I apologize. I'll probably end up splitting this into tank destroyers and self-propelled guns, just for ease of access, and someone told me to do that. Splitting it by tank is kind of insane. That's a lot of tanks. But we'll start off with the Tech 2 one here. I'm not going to use any equipment on any of these tanks, so you can kind of get a baseline drawing. These are maxed out as far as I'm aware. There you go. Max of everything. I don't know if this or the 25mm would be better. I'm not really sure it would matter that much, but the 25 is a autocannon, and again, like I mentioned, a lot of people playing self-propelled guns, or artillery, or whatever you want to call it, so may not get the most realistic representation of this kind of stuff. I mean, last battle I had, there was like 16 of them, which is kind of crazy, but we'll deal with it. Lots of tank destroyers as well. Obviously this is what people are going to be playing considering they're new. I suppose I can close out my little fancy pants notepad there since I don't need to see what was new, since I've already explained for the most part what is new. If this goes on any longer, I'm going to trim it out. I'm not sure why it didn't put me in a battle. I mean, there's plenty of tanks in this range here. It's like freaking long elapsed time. Something else that was new with the UI that I haven't mentioned, this is one of the things I like, is the cluster player count, which is the one on the right side here. Left side is the player count for Common Test 2, the right side is the player count for the entire cluster, which would obviously be Common Test 1 and Common Test 2, which is pretty neat. Some of the other UI changes aren't terribly good. They removed a lot of the... Are you kidding me? They removed a lot of the color from some of the UI, so there's just not like red stuff everywhere, red buttons and whatnot. Don't particularly like that. This is like the worst matchmaking I've ever had, considering there were a bajillion tier 2 and 3 tanks. I'm not sure what that was about, but whatever. Regardless, there's new flag icons as well, which are pretty neat. That's about the only thing that's changed with the minimap as far as I'm aware, and I'm just going to kind of drive forward and see if I can get some pot shots on people. And again, test server, everyone and their mother is Russian, so I have no idea what these people are saying. If they are saying something useful, I apologize. I'm going to turn the sound down there. For whatever reason, World of Tanks no longer likes my... You can see this, I'll drive forward here. No longer likes a DX Tory, so I'm having to record this with XSplit, which is not meant for recording. It's meant for live streaming, so we'll have to see how well this turns out. There's going to be little tiny black bars on the side. I'll see if cropping that out helps, but I seriously doubt it's going to fix anything at all. Can I run this over? No. I guess I'll just go around it then. Apparently we're all figuring out the hard way that we can't run that over. I bet they're being super defensive. That side has a better side for being defensive. What that guy shot at me for. See if this BT2 will spot anything for us, like that guy. And then get instantaneously killed. This is clearly not going to go well. Is he gonna cut in front? No, he wants to go that way, okay. There's actually a T2 behind us. Let me see if I can spin around and shoot this guy. This match is just a terrible showcase of this tank. It's actually a pretty good tank. Not sure why he would stop when everyone's in a tank destroyer. That was a bad shot. I don't want to shoot the T2 light tank. Another change that was implemented is, I may have actually shot that guy. Although I'm not sure why I can't see him. Or whatever. Is damage that's done to teammates, is the cost of that is actually reduced a little bit if damage was also done to enemies at the same time. So we are losing this fight quite poorly, or quite badly I should say. We are losing quite poorly. I'm dead. Yep. Can I get a shot off? There we go. You can see does a ton of damage for a lot of T2 tank destroyers do a ton of damage. I'm actually going to drop out of this because that was a crappy fight. Maybe I'll get you a better one, probably not, but it does a ton of damage. I really like it. It's a good one. It lacks armor, but eh. This one also lacks armor. It also looks ridiculously stupid. Probably pretty easy to ammo rack. I've not actually played it yet, but I imagine it's really easy to hit it. And it's got essentially no armor, which means I'm probably not going to like it. But the gun is pretty good, so I suppose that somewhat compensates for it, I suppose. We're apparently going to get this obscenely long matchmaking time for whatever reason, even though there's clearly enough people. There we go. Hey, full match. And there's the giant blob of artillery that everyone likes. Luckily, with the fact that there are full branches that were implemented in this, instead of just like a new tier 8 tank or something like that, everyone's actually spread out in the lower tiers. It just came out, so everyone's working their way up, except for me and my free experience. I had a freaking tier 7 tank destroyer. Wish I had more, but I don't play very much, so. But anyway, luckily you get pretty good matchmaking on this test version because of the fact that people are working up the branches. It probably won't last until tomorrow, but this is a new map. This is Wide Park. I forgot to mention there are 2 new maps. That guy spawned way over there for whatever reason. Not sure why that happened, but there are 2 new maps. Wide Park, which is a small European town. I believe it's a European town. It's a small town. Figure that much out. And hopefully this sound's not way out of whack, because that's gonna suck if it is. I'm gonna go this way. See if we can get a clean line of fire through a large open area. Probably not, but whatever. And the other one is a North African airfield, I believe. I probably shouldn't be in the open like this because of the amount of artillery, but The one thing this does have, I've noticed, is a really wide angle on the gun there. Actually, there's some sweet cover here. Although I'm bound to get shot by artillery now because I'm not at that cover. The gun's pretty good. At least it did that much. That T-50 could probably kill me. He's got enough penetration to do it. Let's see if I can hide against this train without getting shot through the bottom of it or something stupid. Or through that part, since it's been blown up now. I think I'm safe. Oh my god, that gun's pretty sweet. I believe there's supposed to be a few other tanks. I saw people on the forums complaining, like, where's my Super Duck, I believe is what they said. I'm not sure what the Super Duck is, or what. I imagine it's related to the... That was a stupid T-50. Not sure why he drove out there like that, but I imagine it's related to the Duck French tank that everyone likes to talk about. The AMX-40, I believe, as it were. There's an artillery literally next to me. Hello. He's probably spotted me now. Doesn't matter because I have a really big gun, which is amazing. I love this gun. This tank destroyer might actually be pretty good if it's played defensively. I guess like this, since I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for them to drive out. Which is how you should play tank destroyers, to be honest. Is he going to pop out of cover or not? Yes. That was a lucky shot. The thing with a lot of these French tank destroyers is that they actually have relatively easy to hit surfaces. Like, for instance, this one is gigantic, and then there's another one I'm going to show you that has a huge, giant, like, thing on the top of it. This guy's just going to sit in the open, isn't he? This is a pretty easy kill. That gun explosion sounds horrendously loud, but we'll have to edit that, I suppose, if that's even possible to edit. How not to deal with tank destroyers sitting in the open. I don't even think he can spot me, actually, because of these trees that are in front of me. They should be able to mask me. Mask my energy signature. That's not what we're on. We're not playing that. Can't shoot him. I guess I can charge. Hopefully that 105 AM can handle that Churchill. I seriously doubt it, but whatever. He will manage, I suppose, and he did manage, actually. I'm surprised he actually hit him. Thought they would have had a worse aim time. The thing is, I am unaware of either an SPG or a tank destroyer that has a clip or a barrel or whatever you want to call it, a magazine, I guess. I hope he's AFK. I can't pin his hole very well, so shoot him in the turret. How to defeat Churchills. Shoot the turret. I haven't played in forever, and even I remember that. I really do like this gun, though. I wish I had a bit more rate of fire, but for a tier 5, this is some pretty serious firepower on this. I freaking hit the hole that time, didn't I? Curious where their artillery are. Apparently to the left of me. Hello? Is anyone else around here? This is... What is he doing? Did he just, like, push R twice and go AFK? Because he just kind of drove into a wall there. Oop. Oh, I'm glad someone else killed him for me. I don't know if they changed it, but I believe the base capture zone is actually more easily marked. They've also changed, probably should have mentioned these things earlier, but the way the chat works, so you can see tab actually changes, and it actually tells you who you're talking to, which is a nice touch. I do like that. Less confusing for people. I'm not sure why they're chasing after that guy. He's going to be worth basically nothing. I say this every single time. He's going to drive into my field, isn't he? Yep. Oh, no. No. I believe the Soma is tier 4. That should be tier 4, and I got sniper. Sweet. Even though I technically missed that last shot, which was embarrassing. Actually, not really embarrassing. He got killed like instantly as I shot, but there you go. We're going to hop into the tier 7 now, and you can see this giant rangefinder-like device on the top here. I believe that's a rangefinder. If it's not a rangefinder, I have no idea what it's for. But it's super easy to hit that. I don't know what the armor value is. This thing has crazy pin anyway, so it doesn't matter what the armor value is. But we're going to hop into this one. I would really like to have the at least tier 8 tank destroyer so you can get kind of a feel of what the tier 9 would be. But I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I may also show off the Jagdtiger 88. I'm sure someone saw that from 7.3 though, probably a super tester showed it. I don't know if that was under wraps because it was in public tests. I seriously doubt it. It was only available to super testers, so I don't know. But I'm sure someone saw that, but now it's open for everybody to purchase in the store. So if you're interested in that, go ahead for it. It's actually pretty good at tier 8. It's got Jagdtiger armor. It's got King Tiger's armor, so at tier 8 it's perfectly fine. It's got the 88, which is a perfectly fine gun if you know how to aim. And you can see just how fast this thing turns. It's ridiculous. Also, the Jagdtiger's size was increased to equal that of the King Tiger, which makes sense. It's the same freaking hull. I'm not surprised at all that that's how that is, but whatever. People are getting all uppity about it and whatnot. There were also slight nerfs to the M103, T110, M18, and something else. Was it the Pershing? I can't remember. Anyway, it's on the forums, or the website in general if you wanted to see that. I'm maneuverable enough. I'm a tank destroyer. Let's see if I can get some pot shots on this Tiger P here. Should maybe be able to hit his turret or his side armor since he's turning for me. Or I'll just track him, that works too. This thing also has a very large and powerful gun, which I like. Rate of fire is pretty good as well. This Tiger P tracked him and he's just getting rolled on. And dead. Really like this tank destroyer. It's a bit lacking on the armor. Again, it's very much like a Jagdtiger or a T-25 in playstyle. I can't remember what the Su-100, no, what is it, Su-152 is tier 7? Definitely not a Su-152 playstyle. It's way too maneuverable for a Su-152. But the tier 8 and tier 9 tank destroyers appear to be heavily armored, but they also appear to be relatively maneuverable and fast, so it's kind of like a... I don't really know how you would describe that. Kind of like a 704 with more armor and less gun, I guess. I really don't want to deal with a Type 59 in this situation. So being this Lorraine would do something, but... that was lucky. This is why, by the way, you should pay attention if there's a tank destroyer sitting behind you, because he probably wants to fire. Like right now, if he backs up all the way, there we go. Ah, ricocheted. That's why I didn't want to fight him right there, because he actually, if he's positioned properly, he's got some crazy armor angles on him. Just because of the slope, and then this reverse hill here. I guess not reverse hill, just downward slope, I suppose. Not sure why I'm charging out. I have essentially 0 armor. This Tiger should be in front of me, but whatever. I don't know where their 704 is. I'm kind of worried about that because the 704 is capable of one-shotting this thing very easily. Much like every other tier 7 tank the thing shoots at. Very easy to kill. I do like the 704. I wish I had slightly more armor, but then it would be overpowered, which is why I want to see the tier 8 and 9 tank destroyers from the French. Is that a 704? Yes, it is. Also, sorry about the frame rate. It's something with this patch and AMD stuff, I think. I have no idea what's wrong specifically, but there's a low. Can I get a pot shot on this 704? Probably not, but I can shoot this guy. He can shoot me as well, unless I track him. Come on, someone. Lorraine, would you like to track him? No? Not much point tracking him now. Because the freaking Lorraine didn't want to track him. He's got 6 shots, and the low can't shoot back if he just tracks him, so I don't know. That artillery cannot be shot from here, and that Lorraine's going to apparently ignore the artillery. Which is stupid. I don't think I can shoot him, but what is blind fire over there? Artillery shot over there, so maybe we can handle that. M103 should be helping us here shortly anyway. Assuming, no, that artillery's still alive. How? I'm not exactly sure, but... Come on, M103. Just want to shoot things, but I really like these tank destroyers. I'll see how the self-propelled guns are working. Spin your turret for me. Ow. I'm going to go ahead and repair that, and that artillery is probably going to kill me. Unless I can escape. Can I escape? No. No, I cannot. Oh look, there's the Lorraine, not helping. I swear. I've noticed the European players are far, far too cautious for a test server. I guess they're getting a good feel of the tank, but I mean, they're really way too cautious. Especially here. They should be able to handle that. Well, maybe not actually, I don't know. Anyway, back out of that. I think I'll try and give you one more battle with the Tier 2 since that first one was atrocious. May convert some more experience or not. I thought this thing was elite. Let me do that real quick. There we go. Convert some more experience off this. What I'm probably going to end up doing here is I'm going to do a bunch of doubles. And I will try and free XP the Tier 8 tank destroyer to try and show you that kind of high tier gameplay that those would have. We'll see how well that works. And then, possibly, well, probably not tomorrow, I don't know. Hopefully soon, probably this weekend, I'm not sure, maybe tomorrow, I will have at least some of the self-propelled guns, or the artillery, available for showcase, and this is hilariously silly looking. By the way, the Tier 3 tank destroyer, much like the T-82, has essentially no armor, except this one actually has less armor than the, I believe T1 Cunningham, and everything except the front, and the front has like 1 extra millimeter or something like that. It has basically no armor. You can like sneeze at it and it'll like explode into fireworks or something like that. But this should be a better representation of the tank, regardless of the silly matchup we have here. At least it's a full match. So it should be a bit better of a representation. But yeah, I'll hopefully soon have the artillery video up. We'll see how quickly I can get that up. So, also, I don't think I've actually been able to show you guys the new game modes yet. I guess we're charging forward. No, we're actually kind of spreading out. There's a lot of artillery, so I guess that guy's gonna scout this way. I'm not sure what this idiot's doing. Apparently shooting at me. Shooting in this direction, I should say. There's a T2 light tank and BT7. Oddly enough, the BT7... Never mind, I was about to say he's losing, but then he rammed him, so that solved that problem quite rapidly. Not going to be able to shoot him because that is ridiculous. Maybe I will. Nope. One more shots. No. That's one of those tanks that has basically no armor, so... And I'm not sure what that guy's about with the Russian-only nonsense. I don't know. For the most part, I have no problem with the test server and the Russians killing each other or whatever. Mostly they just shoot each other for being stupid. But a lot of people have had complaints about being killed by the Russians, like, constantly, but I mean, you watch like any of my test server videos and it really doesn't happen, ever. So I'm thinking they're saying something stupid that makes the Russians not like them, and the Russians, when they don't like something, like to shoot it. That was bad. You can see just how much health that dude lost. They have very little health and very little armor, but they have a pretty good gun, so... Probably should have recorded the audios separately with Audacity, but I wasn't properly thinking. So we're just gonna have to roll with this, and this is going incredibly slowly. And there is BS flying everywhere. Oh, ho, ho. That joke. That joke indeed. Well, I guess you're not gonna get a very good representation of this tank. By the way, that's the T2 tank destroyer and the T2 artillery are both built on the Renault F1, whatever the freaking crap that thing's called. FT. There you go, Renault FT. They're both built on that. That guy got nuked. As you can tell from the hole, it's exactly the same. They literally just stuck a turret on the top of it, or a gun on the top of it, sorry. Not even a turret. In fact, I think the SPG and the tank destroyer both have the same box thing on top of it, just with a different gun in it. I'm not gonna get to hit anything, am I? Nope. Not gonna hit him because he's out of there. Can I hit this guy? Nope, because he's below the ridge line. Just out of luck today, and I'm gonna go this way and get shot from the right side over there by freaking 80 million tank destroyers, probably. Oh, come on. That was a perfectly lined up shot, too. That was lame. I'm gonna have to drive so far across here to get a bead on this guy. I'm sure I'm gonna get spotted by something. I'm pretty sure those things have pretty long view range. I have forgotten to check those stats myself, even though I just showed them to you guys, but whatever. Yep, totally got spotted. And am I gonna die? Probably, yep. I was gonna repair the ammo rack, but whatever. So that went poorly. This is the tier 3 SPG. It's got like the dinkiest, crappiest gun ever. Actually, no, this is the tier 2, sorry. Named that probably. Crappiest, dinkiest gun ever. It apparently keeps the turret. I don't know if it's fully rotational. And a wood park in the bush there. Do not know if it's fully rotational, but it does appear to keep a turret shape. It looks fully rotational. I don't know, but that's like the dinkiest, crappiest gun ever. But there you go. That is part 1 of this for now, until I get the next tier of tank destroyer, which should be quite a while, actually. Yep, quite a while. And then I will show you that, and then the next video will be the artillery cannons, or artillery, self-propelled artillery thingamajiggers, whatever. And I'll see you guys next time, or then, or whenever, I don't know, whatever. And we're back. Got myself the tier 8, and I'm going to do a quick battle. This is not with the final gun, because I don't have enough for that. I'm only a third of the way there, but this is without the final gun. No equipment, just kind of a baseline drawing here. The final gun improves accuracy, penetration, and damage at the expense of rate of fire. Obviously, I believe it keeps the same aim time, but it loses a lot of rate of fire. I'm talking a lot of rate of fire, but it has 120mm front armor at a pretty good slope. I don't know what the mantlet is, but that is a pretty hefty mantlet, so I imagine it's quite hefty. As I say, hefty 18 times, and you guys get to see a new game mode. This is Assault. I actually quite like Assault, mainly because the defending team almost always wins, because that's just, the defending team has quite an advantage. There's an obnoxiously loud beep, sorry. But you'll get to see a new game mode. Encounter is a little bit weird, you gotta kinda get used to it. On the minimap it shows both teams' spawn points, which are different from normal spawn points, by the way. They are not in the standard location. I think I'm actually just gonna chill up here. There's not a lot of artillery this time, so it should be a relatively easy assault, is what it's called. Assault defensive thing here, I suppose. Especially on this map, it's relatively easy because you spawn on this hill and your capture zones are right there. So it's super easy to defend. Your artillery's relatively safe because they won't be spotted by people trying to capture the base because they're up on a hill. Tank destroyers have good positions, etc., etc. So good stuff. And I don't know, I've not been the attacking team yet. I don't know if you spawn in all 3 of those spawn locations or just randomly in one of them. Last time they came primarily from the south. This time it looks like they're coming from the north, since there's a heavy tank up there. So I imagine you spawn in one of the 3 and not your team split between them. That would be my assumption. Usually what happens is heavy tanks go the shortest route. He just got utterly destroyed. And we lost our spotter. And no, it looks like they may be split, I'm not sure. And the small tanks will try and take a flanking route to get a surprise attack or something along those lines. It looks like their entire team is split, so I'm not really sure the spawning mechanics in this, but this thing has essentially 0 side and rear armor, so does the tier 9 one, if I'm not mistaken. But they have pretty darn good front armor, so if you can get them in a long range position such as this, well, preferably, obviously, don't get spotted, but I don't have a camouflage net, so I may or may not die right here. I was hitting the wrong button, that was the problem. Not sure what spotted me or if I'm even going to survive the next shot at me. That is the disadvantage of having no armor, obviously. Artillery or high explosive to the side will utterly destroy you, which kind of sucks. See if I can get a quick shot on that guy. I'm really not sure what spotted me. It could have been... I'm not really sure at all, actually. I'll just say I a bunch over that. Might have been that Type 89. Although that's too far away and he's behind the hill, so... I think there may be something where that M7 is. That was bad. Let's not run over trees when I have no hit points, shall we? Again, this is a crappy crew, no equipment, so... I'm not running super duper camo or anything like that. Which is probably why I got spotted and shot. This thing, as far as I can tell, does not have very good innate camouflage ability. I said that really weird. So it gets quickly spotted. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get spotted here by this obnoxious Type 89. If I wasn't spotted before, I am now, because I just shot. Let's see if I can make a quick maneuver in this direction and try and help this side without getting horribly mauled by artillery. Please don't horribly maul me. I'm trying to record a game. Thank you. I should be relatively safe on this side due to the bushes and whatnot, although there's a giant opening right there. This side's relatively easy to defend because you have the church as a defensive spot for your forward spotters. South side doesn't usually go so well. And in fact, it looks like the south side is getting horribly mauled by 2 tanks. I say that like we actually had anything down there, but we didn't, so whatever. We're doing alright down there, I suppose. I, however, do not have any hit points. At all. I have 39 hit points. Let's, actually, I can just spin right here and shoot that way. I didn't realize that dip right there let me do that. Let me... Jesus. I didn't realize that dip there let me do that. There we go. This thing, I believe, has 240 penetration, or 222. I think 240 might be the upgraded gun. So it can pin for the most part. Let me see. 232. There you go. It'll have issue with the KV-5's turret. At this range, I don't really have a lot of options, though. Luckily, they appear to be content with shooting our KV-5. Also, I'm not using gold ammo. If someone like voiced their opinion, like gold ammo ruins any opinion of a tank, but I'm the one using it. I'm not using gold ammo, so it shouldn't really matter, and I really want to kill this guy, but 0 damage hits are still very much abundant. Let me see here. He's gonna get killed by probably an IS, or a Jagdtiger, which means there's a Jagdtiger in the south, which also means I am very likely to get murdered here. This is actually going to be the first assault match that I've seen us lose, probably because I'm not really sure why we lost that. We had too much in the north side, for one, and we have an AFK KV-5. And this guy, not sure what he was doing, but whatever. We're losing! And that's that. The instant anything even sees me, I'm going to die. Well, there's an IS-6. And he is too low for me to fire on. I found the Jagdtiger, and the KV-5 killed me. Where's that guy at? Hold on. Oh, he's next to the stupid church. Oh, are you kidding me? Boy, I didn't even get to really show off the armor because I got shot in the side every single time. So these guys aren't even looking in the south. They've been watching. I've been paying attention to where their shells are going. They've been watching the north side basically half of the match. Which would be fine if the south side hadn't been rolled over. And in fact, our base is being captured while both of them continue to shoot that. I guess it's their only target, so they can shoot whatever they want. This guy, however, not sure what either of them are doing, especially this T-34, who's essentially just sitting there. Let's see. Is he going to help? It looks like he may. I'm going to stick around and see if we'll win this. Their objective obviously being to capture it, ours being to defend it. This guy is going to get killed. maybe. I'm not sure where the other tanks are. They're probably behind the houses. No, there's the Egg Tiger. What I've noticed in Encounter, and in fact this game mode, and in fact this standard game mode, Type 59 bounced, is that, this is IS-6 by the way, I won't be showing it, but it is a really good tank as far as I'm aware. Good sloping and decent armor, decent gun. But anyway, I've noticed, especially in Encounter, people completely ignore the objective, which kind of gives you a free shot at getting the objective, like this KV-5, for instance, who went all the way up the stupid hill just to kill artillery. A 12% artillery, which is worth basically nothing. And he died in the process. Good job. High five. Anyway, that is that tank, and that is all of the tank destroyers I will be doing. I could do the interim ones down the tech tree that I haven't done, for instance 3, 4, etc. But they're, you know, you can kind of get the general gist of it from stats and from how the ones between them play. The Somo, by the way, is actually a really good one. If you're looking at a tier 4 tank destroyer, which I'm not sure why you would be, the Somo is pretty darn good in my opinion. Not terribly armored, but it has a decent gun on it. The tier 5 one's pretty decent. I do like the gun on that as well. And both the tier 7 and tier 8, and imagine tier 9 since it plays the same, are very, very good. So that is it for tank destroyers, and I'll see if I can get a few SPGs. I'm not going to be going down all the way. And I would like to correct something. The tier 8 one has an autoloader. So it has a clip or magazine or whatever you want to call it. But that is it, and I will see you all next time after some editing.